real reason they promote LGBTQ is not only to get all that money from the sex change operations. These industry elites that have planned all this, they have more than enough money already. The real reason they promote LGBTQ is to limit the working class citizens' ability to reproduce and have children, and this is in order to prepare their industries for a robotic workforce. This is actually very simple logic. The industry elites that own most of all the big industries don't need the human workforce anymore when robotics powered by artificial intelligence can do all the work for them. Also, they are actually worried that the average citizens together will become more powerful if they take part in the future robotic wealth creation, which will be astronomical. Some people would say that we are already in World War III, and the weapon is media control and creating manipulative information, resulting in woke culture. It is not a war between countries. This is a hidden war between the industrial elite and you, the working class and small to medium-sized businesses. This all sounds pretty dark, but don't worry, there are a lot of reasons for hope, as we will get to in the end of the video. So how did we get here? First of all, these industry elite people meet at the WEF and at the Bilderberg meetings every year, where they present their agenda to the politicians. And probably they give the politicians some bonus money to help them put things in motion. They also use the United Nations and the World Health Organization to carry out their other woke agendas, such as the climate crisis, which they say is the result of overpopulation, which again they use to justify depopulation strategies. And yes, I'm sorry to say this, but the LGBTQ agenda is one of the depopulation strategies, similarly to China's one-child policy. And to be clear, I have nothing against people who have a more colorful sexuality, your body, your choice, but I think everybody, including people in the LGBTQ community, would say that it is unfair to use manipulative methods to push kids into doing irreversible things to their bodies if it's not aligned with their future adult preferences. These surgeries are probably the most unfair business model imaginable. Starting World War III with military weapons would be another depopulation strategy that would also generate huge revenue for the defense industry, but I think that even the industrial elites would find that solution a bit too messy with the risk of nuclear war. But keep in mind that most billionaires already have built their luxury bunkers to be prepared. Now let's look at what solutions we can find in order to build a bright future with peace and prosperity for every human on Earth. The most important thing you can do as a citizen is to be brave enough to speak your opinion, especially if you have access to reach many people. Do it respectfully and use as strong logical arguments as possible. Another important thing you can do is to boycott woke companies. If enough people do this, then it will have a stronger effect than how you vote politically, because these companies cannot corrupt politicians if they go bankrupt. The industry elite who funds the mainstream media are trying aggressively to prevent you from this by using gaslighting techniques and by implementing new laws against free speech, such as in the UK, where you are no longer allowed to explain the biological difference between the two natural genders. And by the way, it will be totally possible to build a bright future with peace and prosperity for all using robotics if we all vote on a legal framework that ensures that robot ownership is distributed somewhat equally across all citizens instead of being accumulated by a few giant corporations. The top 5 solutions would include a new set of laws to be enforced mainly to prevent corruption. 1. Make it illegal to run organizations like the World Economic Forum that facilitate meetings and corruption between top industry people and top government people. 2. Make it illegal to run organizations like the World Health Organization that are largely funded by the private sector, such as pharmaceutical industry investors. 3. Make it illegal to allow unelected officials in NGO organizations such as the United Nations, the European Union, and again the World Health Organization. All people in power should be elected by the people and with the option of being removed from their position of power instantly if they abuse it. 4. All good politicians can be paid well, but they must submit to a complete surveillance program so they cannot receive funds from anywhere other than their salary. Also, all billionaires should have to submit to a financial surveillance program to prevent them from engaging in corruption. 5. We should all vote on a law that forces robot manufacturers to sell all of their robots to be evenly distributed among citizens. These robots could still work in big companies, but each citizen would receive the salaries of their own robots that they control. This could also be a government-funded program that helped citizens buying robots via universal basic income. Eventually, every person would become a robot owner with several robots, and you would basically be an entrepreneur with a big monthly income. The reason the 5th law is extremely relevant is that robotics and artificial intelligence will be able to self-replicate and outgrow humanity in both numbers and physical work power. This opens the door to immense wealth and prosperity, but also for terrible abuse if we, the working class people, are unaware of what is going on. Together, these 5 laws would ensure prosperity for the whole working class and hopefully eliminate corruption. This would furthermore lay the foundation for ending all wars, because there wouldn't be the need for fighting for extra resources. Also, you would have enough free time to take active part in politics and vote directly on many government decisions in areas of your expertise. This would lead to a society more aligned with the will of the people. Seen in this perspective, the future looks bright. Together we can make it happen. This production is a non-copyrighted video made to bring truth, justice, and unity between all the citizens of this planet. Let's end this chapter of human history where a few very greedy and power-hungry people pay media companies to divide the public and impose tricky agendas based on lies. We are at the crossroads of becoming an advanced civilization with a robotic workforce and artificial intelligence. Let's make sure we don't let these technologies fall into the hands of a few power-hungry psychopaths. Please share this video as widely as possible. Imagine if every person in the world watched this video. This would make a huge difference in the level of awareness and eventually the outcome, meaning our future. So share this video any way possible. We cannot be fooled if we know the whole story. And we all share the same core values and goals, because we all want to build a bright future with freedom to choose our own path and with peace, prosperity, and unity.